So this video is going to give you the steps and processes of how to start your Airbnb arbitrage business anywhere in the world. So first of all, let's dive straight into it. So what is the Airbnb arbitrage? So Airbnb arbitrage is when you lease a property from a landlord using the correct contracts, systems, permissions from a landlord. So that landlord allows you to rent out the property on Airbnb and as a short-term let. But the contracts which you've signed with the landlord is a company-let agreement contract. So that's the simple way to explain the Airbnb arbitrage business. The most important thing is the contract you've signed with the landlord. And for you, now in control of the property, you now lease out or rent out or operate the property on a nightly rate, exactly like how hotels do it. So you'll be renting out the property per night rather than per month, So this is where you make up your money there, So that's the simple way to describe or define the Airbnb arbitrage business model. There is no other definition which would be simpler than this. So with this business, you can actually start it anywhere in the world. So if you are in the United Kingdom, USA, Dubai, wherever you are, Africa, you can actually start this business, because if you search right now, there is Airbnb probably close to where you are, or by where you are, there are Airbnbs and short-term rentals places where you stay. So where you are in the world, the first step which you need to do is when you actually start this business model is find out the legalities of your country, of your location. The next step is actually set this up as a business, not a side hustle. So the next step is you want to find a location which is suitable. So if you're in big cities usually work. Smaller towns, yes, they do work. But if you're in a remote area, if you're in a village where there's only like one house out of whatever population is, this business model might not work in that area. But you obviously, you just need to do research and find out what's in your exact area. So the simple way to do this research is actually going to the platforms Airbnb and Booking.com and seeing what's actually in my area. So go to those platforms and look there. So once you've nailed down the location of where you want to set up this business, now it's the setup part. For you to set up, for you to run an Airbnb business, yes, the first thing you need a property. You need a property. And this property, you will get it from a landlord or a lettings agent. So there are ways to get the properties. You need to go to places like Zoopla, Rightmove, Facebook Marketplace. All these places, they rent out places, properties. So once you've got the property, you now need to furnish the property to like a modern standard, to a nicer standard. And for you to furnish this property, it will always depend on what type of audience, what type of market you're trying to attract. So if you want the high-end market, the people wearing suits and ties and like the corporate lads, you just want like an apartment in the city center or an apartment in a business district, like if you're in London, Mayfair, all these kind of places where there's like suit and tie people, like smart dressed, etc. So you want like the corporate ones. But if you want like your contractors, the people coming into a place to do work, your trades, your builders, your truck drivers, all these type of people. So you want to optimize that property to attract those types of people. But if you're in a beach area, if you're in like a beach resort where there's the sea, there's like people come for holidays, etc. So you want to optimize your property for that kind of environment. That's on the setup stage. It's very, very important for you to set up with your target audience, your target market. The next step in this process is you need a power team, or you need a team, but I like to call it a power team, because a team is the people who actually help you in everything you do along the way. So you need a team of people who help you with the property acquisition. So that's your lettings agents. You need your solicitor. You need all these people to do the paperwork for you and to guide you so you don't sign the wrong thing, because it's very, very important you sign the correct contract when it comes to this, and you've got the correct business set up. So you need an accountant for that. But when it comes to you furnishing the property, you putting furniture in and all that kind of stuff, you need like a handyman, and you can find these handymans online or using platforms like TaskRabbit or whichever platform suits you where you are in the world. So once you've done all that, the next step is you need to actually list your property. So you've got your property, you've got it from a landlord, you've put furniture in it. You now list the property on places like Airbnb, Booking.com, and also you create a direct website for you to get direct bookings. So in that way, once your Airbnb and Booking.com channels are dry, at least you've got a market which is like it's coming direct to you without paying commission to Airbnb and Booking.com. The next step is for you to actually systemize your business and get all these processes in place. It's like a machine. So when a guest books, you don't want to get like a double booking. So for you to mitigate that double booking, you need something called a channel manager. So a channel manager, when like someone books on Airbnb, a channel manager will block the calendar on other platforms like Booking.com, Expedia, VRBO. So in that place for that particular date, you're not gonna get a booking for that. So that's another thing which you need. So once you follow there, the next step which you need for you to operate this business anywhere in the world is pricing. You need to actually price, like to say on a nightly rate, how much are you gonna charge in order for you to make profits in your business. But if you're smart enough and if you don't want to think about this too much, you can use pricing tools. So there are examples of pricing tools like Wheelhouse is a good pricing tool, which I personally use. There are pricing tools like Price Labs, etc. So there's loads of pricing tools on the market. The advantage of a pricing tool is when there is a concert or there is an event in your particular area, the pricing tool can ramp up the prices without you manually ramping out the prices. Because some of these events, trust me, there is loads of events. Like the other time, there was Beyonce in one of the cities which we operate in. I didn't even know, but we just saw this accommodation was up and a lot of people were booking it. We're like, oh, what's going on? Until I went on the internet and I searched what event is happening in this area. And they were like, oh, Beyonce is coming. I was like, oh, okay. That's why it was getting booked. So you need the pricing lab. It will automatically do everything for you without you having to worry and think about it. So once you've got all these things, you now need to also package and market your products. So obviously your product being your house, So the best way to market it is obviously having things which are optimized to your audience, to your target market. So you need good quality pictures, high quality pictures, because people, they book by looking at the pictures. No one will ever book by, oh, excuse me, can I come and do a trial run or a trial walk, a trial night at your property? No one books in that way. They book by looking at the pictures, seeing the pictures. So if the pictures demonstrate the place is nice, it's got everything, you're showcasing everything which you think people will need in different angles, etc. Yes, people will book. So we live in a world where a picture paints 1,000 words, and that's actually correct when it comes to this business. So once you've done all that, obviously your property is ready. You put it on Airbnb, you put it on Booking.com, VRBO, and other platforms, and you just sit back and you relax and you start collecting money. So bookings will start coming in, and once bookings start coming in, you will start getting feedback from guests. Or where is this, where is that, where is that? With those questions which are being asked, all those frequently asked questions, you can create a guidebook to put inside the property. In that way, you're avoiding people always asking you the same question. And if there's things which guests have requested and it's not in the property, you can add it to the property. That way, it will make your life easier and the guests will start leaving good reviews. So in addition to, I know I mentioned the team, so you need a good team like of housekeepers, because once the guest comes out, these are the people who are gonna come into your property, clean the property, and like the housekeepers, I always tell people are your second eyes, because they're the first people to be at the property after a guest checks out, and they can report to you maintenance issues or all the things which you want to know about, what's going on and all that kind of stuff, So it's very, very good and very, very important for you to have a good housekeeping team to look and run your Airbnbs. I know this was a quick video summarizing the process, but if you're interested in learning about the whole system from A to Z, I have a 10-day Airbnb crash course. So you can click on the link in the description and join the community. It's only an investment of £100, but in that community, you will learn the ins and outs of this business model. Thank you.